Join me today as I walk you through how to make not one, but two of these cute grocery sack totes out of one single tea towel. So we started off with one of these cute little tea towels that I picked up at Hobby Lobby last fall. And because it is directional, we can't use it this way because one of your trucks is going to be upside down, right? So we don't need 100 bags anyways. So I cut it in half and we're going to make two smaller bags. So the first thing I did is I turned over the cut edge and I turned it over twice, and I'm going to stitch all the way down here to make a casing for our elastic. I always start by holding my thread tails down so they don't get caught under my project. And I'm going to try to stitch as close as I can right to this edge. And remember to back stitch at the beginning and the ending. And then I'm going to stitch right down this edge. The nice thing about using a tea towel and cutting it in half, you get two bags. So this one had a little fringe at the bottom and I just cut it off. And I could easily do the same thing, flip it over just like we did this end. But I'm going to show you a different way to finish out this bottom. So you could use either way that I'm showing you, where you make the casing or no casing. That's up to you. So this is 16 inches long. So I'm going to take a piece of elastic and cut it 8 inches. Half the size of my tea towel width. And then all I'm going to do on this one is clip it here. And I'm going to go ahead and secure it this way right here. And then all I'm going to do is stretch it all the way down to the other end and sew right across it. Okay, I am going to get it started to begin with. And then I'm going to go ahead and clip this other end so I don't lose track of where I need to go. And I'm going to put a couple clips in it. And then all I'm going to do is stretch this elastic and continue sewing. Okay, so I think we'll cut that elastic 10 inches. Okay, same thing with the elastic that you're going to put in the casing. And I'm going to cut that 10 inches as well. And then just take any of your tools, and I'll leave a link of where I got a bag just full of all sorts of different ones. I'm just going to thread this one in just like a needle. And take it into my casing. And don't let it go all the way through. You're going to need to clip and sew that part in place. So just run it through just like you would any other elastic or casing. And this is going to come, it's going to be able to finish up extremely quickly. Leave a comment below what you're going to be doing with your bags that you make. How will you use them? Will you gift them? Will you sell them? Will you put them in your RV or in your house? Or, you know, maybe you have them in your sewing room, in your bathrooms, or just outside. Let us know. And just take your time going through your casings. Okay, when you get it out the other side, just bring your end to the end of your tea towel very carefully, because you could lose it inside real easily. Okay, once we get it to the other end, I am going to put a clip so it doesn't come out. And then I'm going to base that one in place also. Now, I showed you how to put the elastic, the thick elastic on this bag, and that's what you get there. And then this is running the thinner elastic through the casing that we made. And then this part of the tea towel was the bottom that had the casing already made to it. So we'll just run the same elastic through that one as well. Now that we have all of our elastic on, this is what we have. And we are basically halfway done. So now go ahead and line up your seams and clip them in place. Do it on both ends. And go ahead and put a couple more clips just to hold it down. And then we're going to sew a 1/4 of an inch all the way down this seam line. When you start and stop, go ahead and back stitch a couple times, because you know that's going to take the most wear and tear on your bag. Okay, once we've got everything sewn, all we have to do is turn it right side out. I had forgotten before I sewed up the side seams to cut me a loop to hang it on. So we are going very easy. We are just doing purchased double fold bias tape, and I'm cutting it 6 inches long. Yeah, that should be good. And then since I did mess that up, all I'm going to do is just turn it over and stitch it right there. But the first thing I'm going to do, because this is open, just run a stitch line on both sides real quick. So just so you know, most of the time I do these for the first time right along with you. So when you see my mistakes, you know what? I don't mind putting them in, because Lord knows I make a lot of them. Like the first one I did, I put it on the bottom of the bag. That didn't work so well. So I just stitched it a couple times back and forth right there. And you could see where I sewed my on both sides. And so this is a small one. Absolutely. This is the one that has the elastic at the bottom. I kind of like the casing better, and it's not gonna hold a ton of bags, but you know what? To keep in your bathrooms, to keep out in your shop, to keep in your RV, the little ones work fine. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment and show us your grocery sack holder you made. We appreciate you stopping by today. See you next time.